Right, this is P3 Jan 2024, question 6. We've got this function here, 2e to the 3 sin x cos x, and we're going to do a few bits and pieces with it and find out where P, Q, and R are really. Says, right, it's cut the x-axis at R, so on this point here, but it also cuts the x-axis here, so I'm going to have to do a bit of thinking. So I want this to be 0 on the x-axis. We just have to forget about all that lot because either anything is never 0. So cos x equals 0, given the x equal to pi over 2, which corresponds to this point here, the first positive one. I might have minus pi over 2 for cos as well. But that's over here. But if I do 2 pi minus pi over 2, I get 3 pi over 2, and that's what corresponds to R. So the R is 3 pi over 2 and 0. Then it's got two turning points, P and Q, up here and down here. We've got to show this, so I need to differentiate F. So product rule, for differentiate the 2, e to the 3 sin x. So it's e to the 3 sin x multiplied by 3 sin x differentiated. And then I need to multiply by the cos x with the product rule. And then do it the other way around. I'll leave this alone and multiply by the cos x differentiated. So 2 e to the 3 sin x multiplied by minus sin x. And that gives me this. I've got 6 e to the 3 sin x and then cos squared and minus 2 e to the 3 x, 2 e to the 3 sin x by sin x. Now I want that to be equal to 0 at turning point P and Q. But I can factorise it a little bit because they've both got a 2 and an e to the 3 sin x. So I can take those out as factors, leaving me with 3 cos squared. I can forget about this term and just left with the 3 cos squared minus sin x, and that's going to be equal to 0. Now I change the cos squared into 1 minus sin squared because I'm after just sines in my equation here. So I change the cos squared, 1 minus sin squared. They take it all over the right hand side and end up with what they wanted, 3 sin squared and sin x and minus 3. And then I'm going to find the x coordinate of Q. So I want this one here. So I'm going to be looking at the solutions for this equation. So quadratic equation, you can stick it back in the calculator. And there are two possibilities, but one of them doesn't give you a solution. That minus there, because I'll have minus 1 minus, that's 6 and a bit. So I'll have more, well, lower than minus 7 on the bottom. And that's going to give you a matter because the top line's got to be between 6 and minus 6, because the whole thing needs to be between 1 and minus 1. So I need to do sine at the minus 1 and minus 1 plus root 37 over 6. That gives you 1.01055, and that's going to correspond to P. That's the first positive answer. And of course, for sine, we can do pi minus the answer to give the other solution. That's going to correspond to Q. So the x coordinate of Q is pi minus that 1.055, 3 decimal places, 2.131.